When I was 15, a schoolmate of mine asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I told him, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. My little inner feminist was appalled. She was like, girl, what are you talking about? We're going to be Secretary of State. But it was true. From a very young age, I fell in love with men I could imagine as the father of my children. I would belong to them, and they would belong to me. I would love my husband. I would love my family. I would love my children. 5 years ago, I was living in the Mojave Desert, and I was 37, and I started having hot flashes and night sweats and needing to take 4 cold showers every night. I thought, this cannot just be the weather. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, maybe you're perimenopausal. We'll run some labs. I went back a week later, and she said, you're not perimenopausal. You're in menopause. I walked out of that doctor's office and stood in the parking lot of the Kaiser Permanente in Lancaster, California, with the sun beating down on my head and my neck and my chest. I held those labs and I thought, I'm not going to be a mom. Not long after that, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was telling me how annoying her husband was being and how, thanks to her children, she hadn't had a proper night's sleep in 10 years. I told her, I wish for your life. She looked at me and she said, the grass is always greener on the other side. After that, I stopped talking about going through menopause. I mean, my friends were having babies and I was having hot flashes. I had thought that menopause would come on slowly, like a labor ushering me into the crone phase of my life. But instead, menopause had come on fast and hard and suddenly, like a bird slamming into a glass door. Before I even knew what had happened, I was on the ground. And there were no friends, no family, and no community to pick me up. My hormones were gone, my hair was turning gray, and I had to work out twice as hard and eat half as much to stay in my favorite jeans. Going through menopause at 37 for non-medical reasons was heartbreaking, really confusing, and profoundly isolating. One of the hardest things about going through menopause were the hot flashes. Oh my fucking God, the hot flashes. I started to track when I got the hot flashes, and I noticed I got hot flashes when I said yes, but what I really meant was no. They were like blaring street signs saying, danger this way! And they would come crashing up through my chest and my neck on an 18-wheeler of anger. This anger was something I remembered. It was old. It was something I had felt before. I remembered this anger from when I was 8 years old. When I was 8 years old, my mom had wanted me to try out for the swim team. She really wanted me to find a sport. My mom is anorexic. She controlled everything I ate. She wanted me to exercise and be thin. I was 8 years old. I could give a fuck about being thin. I liked to eat. I was a chubby girl who wanted to play fairies in the forest and do theater. So when I got out of the pool, after trying out for the team, and she looked at me and she said, so what do you think? You want to join the team? I thought to myself, no, that's a terrible idea. I hate this. And I looked at her and I said, yes, I want to join the swim team. I was a competitive swimmer for the next 15 years. 30 years later, I was angry and hot. And I could not find another word to say except for no. When I was told to be quiet at work, I said no. When I was told to be polite to men who wanted to date me, I said no. When I was told to just simmer down with my frustration about the state of the world, I said no. 6 months ago, I was sitting in a circle of women, and we were given clay and told that we were going to be sculpting our vaginas. I was not going to sculpt my fucking vagina. I looked at the teacher, and I was elaborate and articulate with my consternation about all the reasons I would not be doing this project. I thought, I've earned my place at the table of no. I'm a middle-aged woman who's gone through menopause. I don't know how long I'll be alive, but I do know I will not be saying yes when my answer is no. The truth is, I had said yes once, and I had meant it. I had said yes when I had married my husband. When I was 32 and married him, that part of me that was still 15, she thought her dreams were coming true. Somebody wanted to marry that chubby 8-year-old girl and be her husband. I was a wife. I belonged to someone, and he belonged to me. So when he walked out 20 months into our marriage with another woman and had a baby and a family with her, I vowed I would never say yes again. I thought, if I can get really good at saying no, I mean, not just really good at saying no, but like, no is who I am, I won't want to be wanted ever again. Saying no gave me my greatest sense of control. But after a while, I was living by myself, working all the time, and wondering, if I die in my sleep, will it take a week for someone to find my body? I had tasted all the flavors at that table of no, and I was starving. I had become anorexic with yes. I don't want to die alone. I don't want to die wondering if it'll take a week for someone to find my body. I'm trying to let go of a little control. I'm trying to say yes. I'm trying to let myself be wanted. Recently, I was on a road trip with 2 amazing men in my life, really amazing men, and I looked at them and I thought, holy shit, I love these guys. I thought, they're amazing, and the way I feel about them, this is how I loved my husband. I mean, I don't want to marry them, I don't feel romantic towards them, but I didn't know it was possible for me to feel that way again. I thought, there's no fucking way I'm telling them this. No, 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 no. So I told them. Yes! I cried as I told them that I love them, that my life is better because they're in it, that when we aren't together, I miss them. I let myself love them. And they looked at me. And you know what they said? Yeah, us too.